Hello everyone and welcome back to ZooCrafting! I am Zookeeper Seri and we are here in my beautiful garden of memories, ready to wish all of you Happy New Year! Yes, Happy New Year, you guys! And I know many of you are probably looking at me like, Seri, what are you talking about? It has been the new year for a month now. It is January's gone and now it's like February 2nd. What on earth are you speaking about? And I am speaking about, my friends, the Chinese New Year, aka the Lunar New Year, of which many countries other than just China do celebrate. And my family actually tends to celebrate. We actually really prefer celebrating the Lunar New Year because, one, I am kind of living and in love with a Chinese historian. Two, I have a young cousin adopted from Vietnam, so we always celebrate Tet at this time of year, which is a Lunar New Year festival in Tet. And three, I usually have failed my resolutions for the Gregorian calendar New Year by now, and this means I can set them anew and feel wonderful about it. So technically, I know it's kind of quirky, but in my family, we don't really consider January the New Year. We kind of consider the Lunar New Year, which starts at different times every year, the New Year, and so Happy New Year! If you too have failed your resolutions, never fear. We have a chance for redemption starting today. But today is also a very, very special day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's a couple of really wonderful things happening other than just this absolutely gorgeous sunset. But today is actually Groundhog's Day. And I know a lot of you guys are probably definitely looking at me side-eyed by now. But Groundhog's Day is actually super special for three gigantic reasons. One of which is that giant rodents are adorable. And we will be seeing a giant rodent in just a little bit here, my friends. The second of which, the second of which is that Groundhog's Day, I'm really hoping, will indicate the turn of spring. And even if it doesn't, even if whatever, is his name Philistine? I have no idea what on earth his name is. I have forgotten. But that little groundhog, it's been so many years since I've actually had cable TV. I don't remember what the groundhog's name is. But he's supposed to look at his shadow and hopefully see signs of spring, which absolutely makes my heart sing because I, as you guys know, don't usually fare too well during the winter. I appreciate winter objectively. I try to enjoy it. But as the season goes on and the snows continue to spread, maybe there's a reason I haven't really started working in the snowy alpine zone just yet. I usually get pretty depressed because I have a hard time with seasonal affective disorder, basically, where you get super depressed because where's the sun? Where's the sun? And the turning of the seasons, which hopefully we start really thinking about on Groundhog's Day, has always meant a lot to me because it's salvation. The sun is coming. Maybe it should not be such a big surprise that I am so thrilled to be working on a temple dedicated to light and the sun in the middle of winter. Because I very much feel better when the sun is out. So yeah, there's that. I like Groundhog's Day because even if I have forgotten the adorable groundhog's name, I like the idea of thinking about spring and having hope that it's right around the corner. So there's the other reason today is super special. Oh my gosh, today is like really jam-packed with special events. My gracious. But yeah, because we start thinking about spring and really adamantly looking for signs of spring. And even if Philippine, whatever that groundhog's name is, Gregory, for all I know, I would name a groundhog Gregory if I had the chance. Even if he happens to see his shadow. And it means, what is it, like 6 more weeks of winter? That's 6 weeks and not like an infinity of all of October, November, December, January, February. And I can live with a set number like that of just going, hang in there, spring! Totally fine. So I can handle the idea of just a few more weeks a lot better than like the first blush of frost upon the autumn leaves that indicates my long winter has begun. As you can tell, I get very poetic about these things. But then the third and final reason that today is super duper special to me is actually a more personal one. And that is because today, Groundhog's Day, is my Tutu Lady's birthday. And my Tutu Lady is my grandmother on my father's side. And so I always thought it was just so adorable how her birthday was on Groundhog's Day. I don't even know if she really liked groundhogs, to be completely honest. And yes, past tense, she did pass away about 1.5 years ago. And so it was just really interesting to wake up today and be like, it's Groundhog's Day! Yay, giant rodents! Yay! It's also like the new year of the lunar year, which means my proper new year, and I feel refreshed and ready and raring to go to commit to all of my resolutions. But then I also was really surreal to be like, oh yeah, it's Tutu Lady. Tutu meaning grand, and then lady meaning my grandmother in Hawaiian. It's kind of pidgin. It's a mishmash of English and Hawaiian, as are most things that I have ever learned Hawaiian. But anyway, yeah, she was my Tutu Lady, and she had her birthday on Groundhog's Day, and she was actually pretty well-known hula dancer. I need to find, there's a YouTube video out there from this advertisement a airline company did way back in the day after World War II, and she actually saw Pearl Harbor be bombed, which was quite the event when she was a teenager. Her father was working at the newspaper facility, like the newspaper business downtown where it happened, and he was very close to the whole kit and caboodle, and the very serious event of like Pearl Harbor being bombed, and she saw it with her own 2 eyes as a teenager, half my age, my current age, and that's really surreal to think about. And there's actually videos of her when she was dancing the hula as a pretty popular hula dancer. Her family ran a little business, and she was very well known about what she did. During World War II, she traveled with her troop to raise troop morale for soldiers, and she also had the biggest hugs. The hugs that literally crush your ribs. The hugs where we would glance at each other nervously in the van as children. Our eyes kind of filled with a lot of excitement, but also a lot of like, this is gonna hurt. It's a hug, and it's gonna crush our ribs. But that's a grandma hug. So today, yeah, is my Tutu Lady's birthday, and I was just kind of like digging around, dreaming of spring, and I stumbled on this flower in one of the catalogs of flowers that are in our world of Zoodesia, and I realized, you know what? Tutu Lady's birthday. Let's do this. I want to plant a flower here in my garden of memories in honor of my Tutu Lady, and just take a few minutes on this beginning of the new lunar year on Groundhog's Day, and on what would have been, I believe, close to her 90th birthday, with you guys. So thank you guys, my garden of memories. And now I have one more very special addition. And I really miss doing this, adding in these kinds of special little touches that only those of us who were there, or those of us who will be working on and reading the wiki that I am currently finally creating for our series, will know is for. So there you go, Tutu Lady. I wish I had known what her favorite flower was. And that's actually the thing I wanted to task you guys with today, is I never asked my Tutu Lady, here, let's go sleep in Junior's house. I'm going to go visit my villager son and crash in his house again tonight. What son doesn't love his mother just staying at some sort of surreal eternal sleepover? No! No. Where's my dagger of noms? Who knows? Okay, let's go take care of that zombie. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for sharing that very emotional moment with me. Dodge! Duck! Chicken! I know you're a chicken, not a duck, but we've been through this before. Watch out for the zombombies. These are not even zombombies we can cure. What are you doing coming from somewhere in the vicinity of my home, eh? This is inappropriate. Inappropriate behavior. Also, Screech. Oh my gosh, you live up to your name, Screech Owl. Here, have a baby. Nope. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. But yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you, Screech Owl. I just wanted to take a moment to kind of like celebrate. Yay, it's the new year! New lunar new year. And my friends, that means it is a new zodiac year as well. And I'm not going to say too much, but rumor has it that maybe something special may be happening to celebrate the year of the dog. It is the year of the dog this year. And I don't know. I feel like I know somebody who has done something very special to create all sorts of very, very unique wolf dogs in the world of Minecraftia. And I've always really deeply admired what that person has done and wondered, like, I wonder what her dogs, those special ones created and released for all of the world to play with, would be like up close and personal. But they're not in Zoodesia, and there's no comfortable way to add them in, I'm sure. So that's not a dream for this world, that's for sure. But who knows? Maybe one day. It'd be interesting to see. Moving on. All right, so let's hoof it. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I love, love, love watching the very early touch of dawn in the Village of Light because it just is so pretty. Look at this. Oh, this is gorgeous. I love it here. And things that I also love. Alia, Tate, Lily, come along, my dears. I'm sure the villagers shall want to shower you with tons and tons of gifts and love. They're beginning to emerge after being terrified and frightened all night. Hello, everyone. Junior, JJ. Yeah, that's what I thought. Shower my puppies with adoration and pork chops, please. A little bit of gold so I can get you guys more villager siblings would be great too. All right, well, it looks like they got mostly pork chops today. Also, how do I still have this flower in my inventory? That's interesting. I could have sworn I planted that. Let's go check my garden, I guess, to make sure that it's like planted. But, all right, where was I? Anyway, it is the year of the dog. It would be really cool to perhaps focus on some of the different canid species here in Zoodesia. Speaking more along the lines of, say, African wild dogs and so on. And I would also really love, did I plant that flower? Is it down there? It sure is. All right, well, it's a very special flower, so I only want one of them. I must have had two of them, and I just didn't know it. Okay. Only one this year. We'll plant another one for Tutu Lady next year. Ahem. But yes, so, Year of the Dog. The beginning of the new lunar year, which means that I am on the lookout for all things green and springy. Also, I apologize for the up-close and personal view of Tate's rump there. That was completely unintentional. Ahem. Anyway, we are on the lookout for all things green and springy, and I do not happen to have a Philip the Hedgehog or whatever. Well, I guess it would be Groundhog. Philippia the Groundhog. I'm coming up with fantastic groundhog names. I hope anybody who owns groundhogs out there is listening. But I do not have a groundhog to help me search for signs of spring. However, I do happen to have large rodents in this world, indeed. And so I have gone and I have requested the presence of a certain large rodent in my garden down by my home in Zoodesia. And we are going to see, my friends, if this large rodent sees their shadow or not. So, will it be spring? Is it finally time for the glorious greenery of spring here in Zoodesia? Or will winter drag its very cold, frozen touch across the land even longer? Only the Capybara of spring can let us know. So tell me the truth, my friend. A wild daffodil! That is clearly a fantastic sign. Oh, that bodes well. Capybara of spring. This is the moment of truth, my friend. Do you, standing in for the groundhog, happen to see your shadow? Huh. I think you should walk onto the snow. Walk onto the snow. And we'll see if you have a shadow, because I will have spring. Look at that. No snow. Or no shadow. No shadow. No. Stay. Okay, good. All hail the Capybara of spring. for hopefully indicating that it will be spring instead of winter. But to be honest, I see a shadow, which means I'm sure that winter will continue on this year, and I will have to learn how to love the snow. At least in real life, especially considering I now live in Michigan and we are actually due for a huge snowstorm this weekend from everything that I hear. But my friends, the good news is this is Zoodesia! And I am going to say with my very sharp greenery sensing eyeballs that the first touches of the sprouts of spring have sprung, and it is no longer winter in my garden home. So it may be winter and it will continue to be so for quite a while. It was actually ridiculously cold even in May last year. Chips and I were extremely surprised here in Michigan. But in Zoodesia, I do believe it is time to welcome spring with open arms. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of time with my good friend, the Capybara of Spring, frolicking about, apparently giving us beautiful daffodils to sprout and share the beautiful spring love. And let's clear up some of the snow. That would actually make me really happy. And we might even be able to make some sort of cute snow cone or something out of the snow too. So where's I think I left my shovel. Oh, it's so good to be home. It just feels good to come back to home in Zoodesia for sure. And I'm really starting to get a lot more comfortable with all of it too, if you guys haven't noticed. I know a lot of you have. It's been really sweet. Like the people on my Patreon are adorable and they're like, oh, you're so much happier now. I can sense how, no, this shovel's overpowered for scooping snow. Let's go make a like low powered snow shovel. I just need a little wooden shovel so that I don't end up destroying my whole garden just because I'm trying to make it a beautiful spring day. Let's see. Oh, a stone shovel will work actually. There we go. Oh, much better. Now it's going to take a little bit more work to actually destroy things. And we, in celebrating, what the heck is an ice crystal? That would celebrate spring, if you ask me. And it gives you the essential oil of ice or an ice maker? I can make an ice maker? What? Or I could smelt it in another... What? This is what I get for ignoring the mysteries of winter and the snow. Apparently I can make ice. That's really cool. Maybe we should try to make an ice maker. We'll save the snow and maybe we'll try to make just an ice maker just because. I mean, that would be really useful to have over in the alpine biome, actually, where we're going to have all of the Arctic exhibits. So that actually would be really useful over there. I mean, imagine if we could make all sorts of really cool ice sculptures. What can you even do with ice? Let's check. Like, so if I had ice, how could I could make a whole ice palace. Holy canoodles. I could make a horse statue. What? I could make ice bricks. Frost-bound blocks. What? A dog statue and an ice wall. What? A cat statue made out of ice? We could make an entire ice sculpture garden. And I had no idea. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Or we could make soft serve vanilla ice cream. So we could literally take all of the ice from an ice maker that we have and we could create an actual ice cream stand. Oh my gosh. Or we can make a beautiful ice palace. Clearly, I missed out on being so fussy about winter. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe we'll have to work on that a little bit too. I guess we'll have to add to the list of lost quest ice maker and then maybe the ice sculpture garden. There we go. And I know that sounds so cool and I would love to dive into that like right now, but we're still working on the clinic for the villagers, which is already transformed into quite the ordeal. And today is a special day because it is the beginning of the new year. And it's not like it has to be a new year, by the way, guys. If you have something that you really resolved to do, but somehow it just didn't seem to get done, It does not have to be a brand new year to do it. You can make it a brand new year in your life, a brand new day special for you anytime. And that sounds so corny, but it's true. I used to be one of those people who really was like, oh no, I'm gonna make all these plans. I would spend all of my time making plans and making lists of things that I was going to do. Cough. But then never getting them done. Cough. But I'm really learning that if I sit around waiting for the perfect time, or even if I convince myself like, oh, this is going to be a lot of hard work and I know it's going to be hard work, but I'm going to follow through. I'm just going to start on this day because I'm sure I can definitely, it's a special day. It's a Saturday. It's a Wednesday. It's the 23rd birthday of Pluto. It's a special day. And because it's a special day, I'm sure I'll be able to follow through and carry on the tradition and keep the event going. And no, because I give power, basically, because I'm like, oh, it's gotta be a special day, and I just don't do whatever I was supposed to do. You guys have seen that in Zoodesia again and again and again and again. I get too overwhelmed. I take things way too seriously, for one thing, and then I just don't follow through because I'm so busy making the plans to try to make it perfect. That's actually what it is, guys. I think that's why most of us fail on our resolutions. There's probably 3 big reasons. One big reason, if it's not, if it truly doesn't mean enough to you, not to the people around you, not to your expectations of what other people think about you, but if it doesn't mean enough to you, then don't make a resolution about it. Search your heart. Seriously. No pun intended. Search your heart, and if your heart says, no, actually, I don't really give a flying fig about this situation, then just say so. Then just feel the honesty of that and respect it enough to go, you know what? This isn't good enough to make a resolution over. This isn't good enough to sacrifice my precious time, and everyone's time is super precious. And this isn't good enough to really get excited enough to follow through on. There we go. Let's make a whole bunch. There's so much snow now. Oh, let's go put these in the freezer. Oh gosh, and I'm hungry for the first time in forever. Oh, it feels good to run around enough in Minecraft so that I actually have to eat again. Alright, let's go put some of these away and maybe get some torches if I have any lying around, because my garden should not be darkened. That's going to invite all sorts of creepers, Martha, into the yard, and we know how Martha does with creepers, Martha. I swear, I think she's trying to date a creeper. I know that's kind of like out of the left field. I can hear the gasps from many of you, but truly, I think that's what it's about. I think that she just really has a thing for exciting fellows, and she's been trying to figure out if she could start up a bit of a romance with a creeper. And as a result, I continually have creepers popping into my house, or should I say, exploding in my house. At the most unexpected moments. So I need to have a conversation with Martha. Let's see. Let's just put all the snow away in here for now. But yeah, anyway, I could ramble on and on about why resolutions fail. But one of the 3 big reasons I think they do is because a lot of us make resolutions because we're thinking about what other people want and not about what we actually want. And I'm so guilty of doing that all the time because I love very deeply and very adamantly, and it doesn't take a lot to earn my love or my friendship or my affection or my gratitude. And so just the fact you guys exist is often enough to make me feel like I should do anything and tackle anything because I care so deeply about you guys. And then I overwhelm myself with unrealistic expectations, and also sometimes with things that actually didn't make my heart sing. And how are you gonna follow through on a resolution? That takes so much work. It's willpower. Then you're using up your precious willpower. I need to use that in order to like clean my closet or something. I'm sorry, guys. I do love you, but unless it's something that resonates with my heart as well, I've learned that the cost in my willpower I can choose between like getting episodes done at a time or getting videos created or doing things for other people that I'm not really totally into, but trying to be for their sake rather than mine. That's fine, and sometimes it actually leads to huge adventures I never expected. Like Star Stable, I wasn't really into it at first when I first started it because it was so like, what is going on? And now it's one of my favorite things. Now I'm so happy to be able to play it, and I've met some amazing people. There's some amazing patrons who popped in and joined our community because of the Star Stable stuff. So yeah, sometimes there's merit in doing things and hitting resolutions that don't make your heart sing, but because they take you to unexpected places, and the next thing you know, you're able to discover things about yourself you didn't know. But those things are less common than you would think, and we're usually a lot more apt to actually let people kind of give us goals that we feel like we have to follow through on that don't actually make our hearts sing. So you got to watch out for that, basically. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. It's the new year. I get really introspective every time I have the opportunity to do so. Oh, look at this, and the Capybara of Spring has given us some fresh lavender. Thank you, my dear friend. Oh, I'm so excited. We can clear up some of these bits and pieces of the various leaves on the ground. This is for my little hedgehog. Hopefully now that spring is coming, my little hedgehog, there you are! You have come out of hibernation! Welcome back, little hedgehog! I was wondering where you went. Gosh, well that's kind of funny. Here I am. I'm sure maybe, and he gave me a snail. Thank you. I think he was eating some snails that were inside of those leaf litter patches there. But anyway, second reason I think resolutions often fail. Lily, get out of the hedgehog's house, please. Is because we set ourselves up for, oh my gosh, thank you. Wow, you are a very friendly Capybara of Spring. But we set ourselves up for expectations that are way too high, and we want it to be perfect. And so you get this idea in your head of like, maybe if I drag my feet, maybe if I take a while to do things, maybe if I move a little slower. And make it special. Like you feel like because you can't just start a project and make it immediately perfect, that you have to wait until the inspiration for perfection suddenly hits you. And that doesn't really happen ever. And if it does, you know what happens when you sit down to a project and you're like, it's gonna be perfect because I'm feeling so inspired. It's not gonna be perfect, and you're immediately going to be crushed. So yeah, that's after turning my art into my career and learning what I have about human nature. Anytime I have just simply kind of sat around instead of objectively going, I wonder what it would take to get this project done, and kind of working on getting there. And anytime I sat down and I was like, now is the time, I feel it in my bones, this is gonna be perfect. And then I sat down because finally the motivation had struck after months of telling myself I would do a project. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be absolutely perfect now. I can just feel it. This totally justifies the fact that I have literally, hello Lily, that I have waited for months to finally get moving on this. The end result is never perfect, and I'm immediately crushed, and instead of thinking, oh, maybe I should just sit down objectively and start making a more effective list of like, okay, well that didn't quite work. What works? How can I make this work again? Instead of doing that, you usually just curl up in a ball and you're like, it wasn't perfect. I waited all of these months. I made all of these not very effective lists to try to actually get started on this project. And it wasn't immediately perfect after all of that time waiting. And then the inspiration finally struck and I give up. Except you don't say you give up. You just tell yourself, oh, it was just the wrong time. And you get in a little snit and you kind of stroll off. And you're like, I must wait until my inspiration strikes and I can stick to this resolution because it will be perfect. And this, by the way, counts for everything from resolutions about exercise to resolutions about drawing more to resolutions about trying to meditate. It's amazing the kind of pressure that you can put on yourself with resolutions that are supposed to be peaceful if you wait for them to be perfect. So that kind of actually is the only big second thing that I wanted to share with you guys about what I think. Capybara of spring! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Oh, you're so full of so many gifts. I love it. And we're going to actually take out the dahlias because I've had them up for like a long time. They were kind of like our winter plants. And we'll put them away. And now we're beginning to feel the start of spring in the garden. But yeah, I think almost all of the resolutions I've failed because other people's expectations or straight up other people gave me those resolutions. And I was trying to please them. And there is something to be said for doing things out of love for others, my friends. But the development of the inside core of yourself, there should only be probably a very small handful of people, specific individual people who you love enough and who influence you and you can trust, implicitly trust enough to be willing to work on setting resolutions that literally change the core of yourself. So yeah, anything, basically, I'm just so adamant about this, and I want you guys to have beautiful, wonderful lives, and I want you to be able to set goals and feel the joy of having them filled when you are setting the right kind of goals, and you are doing it for the right kind of reasons, and you accept not being perfect, which is my big flaw. Huge flaw as a perfectionist. And yeah, so that's why I think resolutions fail. You take them up even if you meant well because you're trying to please other people, or you give your trust that this resolution is good for you and good for others to the wrong people, and so you follow through on things that may objectively look great on paper but actually aren't that great for you inside, or you wait for them to be perfect forever, or you simply don't give them the time. You have them, you're willing for them not to be perfect, but then you don't have the discipline, or you don't make the sacrifices in tossing out the stuff. Like if you really want it to be done and you only have so much time in the day, you probably need to get off Instagram. That's the lesson I have learned, and it's actually working really well for me. And it's a lesson that I desperately want to take forward as we move into the new year, and I set my resolutions to be able to see this world grow. Because there is something that doesn't have to be perfect. There is something that resonates with my heart. There is something that I feel like I will pop out the other side of a better person, and I'm very, very excited about. So there's my ramble. I hope it will help some of you. If you, like me, have failed the Gregorian calendar New Year resolutions, and you, like me, are someone who likes the challenge without assigning value to your personal self to setting resolutions, just accept the game of the challenge, but don't take it so seriously that you sacrifice in bad ways for it, just in ways that make you grow in a healthy manner, then I hope it helps. I hope it helps, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful start to the beginnings of this new year. And I hope, my friends, that among the many, many, many Lily, you're in a tree, that's adorable, personal goals and resolutions that I have for this year, one of them can be seeing this world really flourish and deepening my friendships with so many of you. So, thank you guys for joining me. It was another rambly one. How'd you know it was coming? Oh well, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to focus on being good and kind, and occasionally being able to get at least something done in this zoo. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.